What's going on, America? You already know what time it is, man. Back with another dope episode right here on the Rize TV, Season 3. It's your favorite host in America, Mazerati Santana. Don't forget to put the king before the Maserati because I'm out here riding for him. But today we got a very special guest in the hot seat. This is a dope show right here, man. So make sure y'all share this, man. We got hip-hop icon in the building with us, man. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Nobody can do it better. Who we got in the hot seat with us?
What's happening, Mazerati? It's Waleed Coyote. I'm right here with you, brother.
Let's get it. Waleed Coyote, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling incredible, man.
That's great. That's great, man. So, I want to just jump right into your interview because there's a lot of things that I want to know. It's a lot of things that America want to know out there. Let's just talk about your backstory. Let's talk about how you even got started on the hip-hop scene.
Well, I was like maybe about 8, 9 years old. Definitely found hip-hop when we landed in America, from Lebanon. So I actually learned how to speak English through watching rap videos and music videos. So that was my main influence, right? So that's what I really realized what I wanted to do. But RIP, my man Dana Mitchell, he was a DJ that lived down the street from me, and I used to carry his records to get into the clubs at an early age. He showed me how to DJ. The lead singer for the rap group that he was in, Busy Boys, my man Will Ski. And Will Ski was, the dude who produced the original first Jay-Z album.
Facts.
And he also had a group called Original Flavor and a lot of cool things that Ski did, one of the big producers. So we was around early to the music business. And so I seen the vision early, got on the radio, 102 Jams. Before that was Western Carolina. I got on college radio and then got on 102 Jams and started the record label, and the rest is history,
Facts. So when you tapped in with the college radio, how different was that? With the college radio tapping into 102 Jams?
It was way different. College radio, we got to play what we wanted, right? So on a mix show on 102 Jams is the only way that you could get a record on, like during when the DJs is DJing. The rest of the time, you got to follow the playlist. So that's way different. College radio, there's really no commercials. It's a free-for-all. At the time, we was the only college radio in the town, so that was pretty crazy. So everybody had to listen to the station.
Absolutely.
So 102 Jams a lot more competitive. You're competing for the time slot. You're competing for listenerships. It's commercial radio. There's corporate people walking around, suits, everything, so it's a different thing.
Facts. I'm going to tell you, when I first seen your name before, I used to see your name a lot, with Nitro North back in the day, just being a hip-hop icon, man, and I wanted to put you in that category because you did a lot for ANC.
Right.
I don't know if you ever DJ'd before.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
of course.
so what was that
No, I started on the ones or twos. So
okay.
like sometimes just the ones. Like we were in places sometimes where the turntable would go out. And that's really how I got a nice on the mic because you have this equipment, sometimes borrowed equipment. We had to go get records. It wasn't like now where you could just download something. So the DJ had to have the power. He had the mixtape. So, I would really go in there to rock a party, and then my turntable went out one day. And really, I wasn't big on the mic. And I just got on the mic, started talking crazy to the crowd, entertain them, one record. And then later on in my career, I found out that I could get more money just grabbing the mic and not have to sit there all day for 4 hours and dealing with the most beautiful drunk people in the world that could be so, amazing when they come up to you and tell you the same, you in a party.
Absolutely.
So sometimes it's like you just got to feel the spirit. And so for me, I felt like that was the better thing. That the calling was the microphone was better than the actual music, but I have to work with the DJ.
Okay.
A lot of hosts don't work with the DJ. Not to diss anybody, say something, but you have to be one with them. You can't talk over the music. You got to see what vibe he's on, what vibe you on, and more importantly, what vibe the crowd is on.
Right.
You got to play for the crowd. So we came to rock the party, and to be and not to sound prehistoric, but in our era, the DJ mattered, the host mattered to the point where they made or break the party. We're from North Carolina.
Facts.
And we take the party seriously here. See, North Carolina is one of them places, especially back in the day, where you didn't have a lot of celebrities frequenting the party. So the music was very, very important. And they were very serious about the music here.
They better be.
So the guy rocking the party, and then if you look like me, you had to work extra hard. You feel me? Because I stuck out, and it's like, man, so everybody trying to figure out what I am first, if this is who really I am. I just had an amazing time, man, with that too, So I always took that upon as a positive more than a negative.
So for the people that want to know out here, what's actually your race?
What's my race? I'm a other, bro. I'm Other's Records, So now I'm Arabic from the Middle East. My mother's Lebanese, father was Palestinian. So, we came from Lebanon. And when I got here, there wasn't really a box that represented a race that I felt like I was treated.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just always checked the other box. That's what came others records. But, you know, every time I got Mexican, white boy, you know, again, we're in North Carolina.
Right.
So you're either going to an all-black party at the time or all-white party. And so I always felt comfortable in my skin. I loved who I am, and I love, you know, what I could do for the people. But that was definitely, you know, a question I got when I got on radio, 102 Jams especially. I would just, everybody I met, this is before Instagram, would always say, yo, I did not know you wasn't black. Everybody would come with, that was the thing, you know, like when they first, I thought you was 6'8", dark skin dude, yo. People said, I picture this other, you know, like all kinds of things I would hear about myself.
Right.
You know, and then a lot of Arabic people and Pakistani people and Indian people would go around and tell people they were me. You know, so I'd meet people and they'd be like, I already met you. You ain't Waleed Coyote. I already know this. So it was I always loved it. I loved all of it,
So
everything.
Okay, so that was dope because like it was, to me, I kind of felt like that you want to keep people guessing anyway. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They'll follow you more. Tune in to what you got going on more. So let's take it back. You said you was a DJ first. So my thing is, when you found out that you can, you know, you was good with the mic. Right. Did you stop being a DJ for the station and you just jumped
No, they gave me that. I remember when I got on 102 Jams, Brian Douglas, the program director, said, which you want to do? Where you want to go with it? And I said, I would rather be on the mic because I don't really like, you know, the DJing part is cool, but I own a record label. Right. So, like, you giving a crackhead some crack and tell him to go sell it, it's like not it. I'm going to end up playing all my records. I just don't want, I didn't even want to be in that, I didn't even want that kind of control or responsibility. Because I'm going to play everything that's me, you know what I'm saying, or I got a part of in my life. That was the agenda. But, you know, but I had a job to do on the radio, which is push the station first. Exactly. So it was a very, you know, you got to walk a fine line. And you can't be so emotional because you're attached to the song or the product, or you might be put your last money into it, so you can't go at them for not wanting to play your song in heavy rotation. Right. You know, so it gets pretty complicated at the time.
So 102 Jams, after you already locked in with 102 Jams, now you're actually doing what you're doing on air. Like, when did you discover that you would help people, help artists?
That was my whole plan from the beginning. I really never wanted to do radio. I promise you, I never wanted to do radio. I really didn't want to DJ. I just wanted to own a record label. I wanted to put all my friends out. I was around with the most incredible talent in North Carolina, and they could never get out. And that was the easiest way. You know, I didn't want to go to jail, and I didn't want to kill nobody. I didn't want to get killed. And I knew that getting this certain amount of money, either I'm going to have to go hit the street 100% and do it like all my friends and some family members did and do and are doing probably, you know what I'm saying? Or I could just focus on how do I get in and stay in and not get tricked off the street, not mess up, and keep going straight for radio, music. Right. And then, you know, I started seeing like Ludacris' story, you know, Little John's story. Irv Gotti was a DJ before anything. You start seeing certain, you know, P. Diddy obviously he was a host and a party promoter. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people come, you know, Russell Simmons, like when you really do your background on how this music got started, you see how a lot of successful people were promoters, DJs, and this is how you get in the culture. I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina at the time. You know, nobody's checking for us, so the only thing I could do is be at 102 Jams when all the artists gotta come there. Exactly. Because if not, I don't have enough gas money to get to all of them. Right. And I'm not gonna matter to them. So when you're on radio, you matter to the artists. And then you just leverage a relationship later on, and everything grows. So, like, was it hard for artists to get their music played? Like, what process? It's very hard because, see, a lot of times, number one thing is that an artist feels like he's owed something sometimes, right? See, this game is about your audience. So, like, the radio station has a job to do, which is play the hit records. They can break you, but at the same time, you could break them, and they could go out of business if nobody's listening. Right. So if you only got your homeboy, Mom Dukes, a couple other people that think that you the one, you're probably not the one. But if you made that song that went crazy, went viral, you're probably the one. And it chooses you. And the reason why I asked you that, because so many artists out here, they get it confused. We be having misunderstandings. But you are a hip-hop icon, and you have done it all. And I can say probably that you probably are one of the originators of, you know, NC searching for talent. Right, of course. And I wouldn't say just man, Carolina to me is just everything, right? And my man Tony just said, you're going to come up here to Carolina gear. Since I was a kid, like, I champion where I'm from, But we really have some really amazing talent, man, here. I don't know if it's in the water, but I was privileged to be around some amazing talent that couldn't get out. So it was like kind of like one of my life duties is to try to just get this place out, give it a name, the region, call it the Middle East. Be so proud of where you're from because you really have amazing people here that could really rap, really sing.
Absolutely.
You know, when I remember Fantasia Barrino before she got on American Idol, got a chance to be, I was with Rico Barrino early on in his career. You know, he was with us. We were rocking, like seeing people that can really move the crowd. Not even just with that, Terrence J. Before he became who became. I could tell you a million and one. That's like my little bro. That's my family for life, right? So remembering these people, right, and seeing them where we're like this. When I seen you, for example, I said, bro, got an it factor, right? You got an it factor. So this podcast is gonna go crazy. So I won't call it a podcast. Whatever this movement you got.
Definitely call it a talk show.
Right. I'm saying,
Let's not get it twisted.
That's right.
Talk
so it's
show.
not. I mean, you know, I'm so used to the podcast,
Yeah.
But this talk show is gonna go far. You're gonna go far, and it's like when you see it in the people you just know. But it was just like before that, I seen a lot of greats that didn't end up going where they needed to go, you know, and it just bothered me, you know, that a lot of people couldn't take it to the next level, not because they weren't good enough, but because their surroundings wasn't good enough, and that was a problem.
And you know something, I want to chime in on that, and then I'm going to go back to the question I was going to ask you. You said, very powerful what you just said, you said that you was very disappointed that they didn't make it to what they thought they was going to make it at, or probably what you thought,
right?
You know, because of the people around them.
Right.
Now, I had a chance to interview the legend Jazzo,
right?
You know, and basically I asked him about him and Jay relationship,
right?
Because for years you've been hearing about the rumor that him and Jay are not,
right? You
know, but I asked him, and it was never an issue with him and Jay. It was an issue with the people that Jay had around him,
right?
You know what I'm saying? He didn't get in it. He didn't get on it like that, but just the fact that you said that, it makes a difference because, you know, I don't think that people that get on change. I feel like the people around them is the ones that's changing.
Right, but also it's like the old saying, bro. You show you who your friends are, we show you who you are.
Exactly.
Not everybody's gonna evolve with you, right? And then the area wasn't evolved. I mean, musically. So at the time, you got to be in a big city. At the time, we're buying CDs, we're buying cassette tapes, excuse me. We're buying things that are material things that you can listen to music on, right? So you had to go to Atlanta. You had to go to, not even Atlanta, you had to go to New York first. You had to go to LA. Then it went to like Atlanta, Miami. Where could North Carolina be at that time? It wasn't our time. It was, even though as good as they were, it wasn't the time for the area.
Well, you had people like P.D. Pablo.
That's my dog.
That broke out for NC.
Correct.
Then you had people like Rico Barrino.
Correct.
Fantasia.
Correct.
What was it like when P.D. Matter of fact, let me go right back to my. I'm gonna half step on P.D. real quick. But for all the artists out there that really thinks that it's so easy to get your music played on air, can you enlighten them about the process of getting your music played? What are they looking for?
Well, I mean, first thing you got to do is you got to listen to radio, right? If you want to get on radio, right? It's like listening to TikTok. I mean, how do you listen to TikTok? Watching TikTok, listening to it, seeing the vibe, right? So like, that's number one. How do I make a record that can fit from this record to this record? Because it's not about what I want. That's the number one thing. It's not about me as an artist. I could come and say, I'm here with a message. I'm here to change the world. I'm here to revolutionize everything. Matter of fact, my song ain't got no words in it. It's just a beat.
Right.
Or I'm just doing something that's so artistic, right? Kanye West thing, where Kanye could probably be the only one in the world to get away with it. Jeez. That's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna expect the world to think that, you know, let's get the ratings up on this, right? So you gotta erase that and say, okay, if I'm gonna go commercial, right, then I'm gonna go exactly, not just like this, but this feel. This could what fit in from this song to this song, and this one, my song could be in between.
Right.
They play 12 songs an hour, right? So are you good enough to be one out of the 12 in the country? I'm not talking about your city, your street, your hood, your, you know, the school that you belong to, but in the country, United States, you're battling Jay-Z. No, you're not even battling Jay-Z no more, because Jay-Z's out of your demographic, right? You're battling Big Boogie, you're battling Glorilla, you're battling these guys that are on the radio right now that are current, you're battling TikTok stars. Big Blanco, that's my guy, you know? That's my dude. But you're battling nationwide. Or if you're going to battle Carolina, you got to go battle all your guys that's popping in Carolina, and then you got to try to get on those local radio shows that are amazing. You know, that's how we started. So it's like, you know, radio you got to do for the people. You got to get out of your head that it's about me and what I'm trying to do. Because what you're trying to do can stay on the internet and can stay at the crib, and that's it. Because then the radio don't got to mess with it. The radio is going to follow what the streets follow. The radio is going to follow what TikTok is doing.
Exactly.
Right?
What's trending?
What's trending? They're there to play the hit records. They're not there to make you a celebrity. They're not there to make you $1 billion. They're there to play the hit records.
And I believe that's why some radio stations they don't do independent spotlight anymore.
I mean, you know, and then again, I don't know. Each one works differently. You have your independently owned stations, and you got your corporate owned stations that have consultants, and it's a very complicated thing. But if you create enough awareness, if you create enough things that where in that song, that DJ plays your record in the club, and it goes crazy, boom, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. So how do you get that to happen?
Well, we're about to speak on it. Let's talk about how when Petey first got on, that's your guy. So let's talk about like, what was it like being around Petey when he first got on?
Well, I met Petey Pablo when I was obviously on the radio station. And when that song hit, it was like we were all the most proudest in the world. And I remember Super Jam, he came out and the entire Greensboro Coliseum had their shirts off, swinging like a helicopter. That vibe, that night, that moment, you was proud you was from NC. 100%. You know, and since then, Petey's made a lot of hits. He definitely was the first to put it down for North Carolina, you know like he said in his lyrics, right? Mm-hmm. And been genuine ever since. Greatest dude, I call him right now, he's gonna answer the phone.
That's crazy.
If he's not, you know,
we gotta get Petey up here, man.
For sure.
We gotta talk to Petey, man. I would love for you and Petey to come back together.
No, for sure.
You know, and you have people like Little Brother, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Little Brother with Ninth Wonder.
Correct.
I can say that I have shared a time or two in Greensboro, you know what I'm saying, around like from 2000 and I would say 2005 all the way like to 2010.
Right.
I was in Greensboro and Little Brother was popping then.
Popping, fine.
Yeah. So, you know, and it's like what happened to those guys? Where are the real, you know, originators from NC? What are they doing? I want to find them. I want to bring them on my show. Really? I want to talk to them because I don't feel like they got to tell their story before.
But I mean, Little Brother for one. I mean, Drake is a big fan of them. Lil Wayne is a big fan. Their fan base is unbelievable. Fonte's from Greensboro. You have Pooh Bear and you have Ninth, who's a legend. You know, all of them are legend. All of them are icons, and you know that's one of the things that is on our agenda, man. To highlight the whole area, tell the story. You know, because this area, man, is amazing when it comes to the music.
It is. And you also deal with like local artists now, independent artists like Red Carpet.
Of course.
You know, I have seen you in a lot of places with Red Carpet.
Yeah.
Big Blanco. I guess he's new to the scene that's about to break.
Yeah, I like
what's up with him? How did you hook up with him?
Blanco, I met Blanco actually last year at the core retreat. We was all together. And we did an event at Club Dreams. And he came through, man. And he had this song about like the big pun thing, and he was just real, like his energy was so dope. I was like, man, you got it. And then his reactions, like I go off a reaction. A lot of times, man, I could see a star, but then I can't wait to hear the music, and I can't wait to see what the people respond. That's the DJ in me, right. You know, like what's that? Shazam it. Okay, that's it right there. So he's dope. Red Carpet, I met him through my man Vaughn 57. Shout out to 57 Music Group. Vaughn is a good dude. Vaughn was telling me about Red Carpet. They was coming to KOD. We do every Tuesdays out there. You know, Touch the Pole Tuesday. Shout outs to Ock. And we out there, and he was coming through with the Chucky doll. He was rocking. So, like, man, bro, got the energy.
Absolutely.
You know, at the end of the day, man, something has to stand out about you, right? Like, everybody refers to the baby with the diapers, right? Back in the day. Something has to stand out that you say, all right, man, you remember. Because if you can remember the artist and love the song, the artist is gone. It's out of here.
Now, was it, you remember that we was together in the same building. Shout out to DJ Ski Money. We was at his event in the fairgrounds.
Right.
In Lenore County.
Yes.
And the panelist was up there that was talking, and a question you know, it was asked, I guess it was by an artist, but he was asking, like, what can you do to be remembered by as an artist? Mm-hmm. And did you speak on that?
Of course I did.
I think you spoke on the guy with the shark.
That's right.
Yellow Brim.
Yeah.
Speak on that a little bit. Like, what can artists do to be remembered by?
Well, number one thing you got to be is yourself, right? Remember, this is your art. This is who you are, right? Don't never let nobody trick you into thinking that you have to do anything. I tell every artist I work with, are you sure this is what you want to do?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I can see here, like, I came in here, boom, what do you notice about you? The red right here. obviously that goes with the whole IG name. If you're, on another planet, you don't know what bro it's representing, right? And that's what we love, as we get it. This is memory. This is a memory thing. So, like, you have to be able to draw the artist, right? To say, okay, what does this artist look like? How do you draw Rick Ross, How do you draw your biggest artist? You know it in your head. You can sit there and sketch them out. I was watching a thing on IG today when they were talking about, I told my students to draw a picture of a little baby, and then they were just showing like all the little creative things that the kids were drawing by a little baby.
Did they draw a diaper?
But no, not little baby. Little baby. No, this is his face.
Okay.
This is why you put your face on the cover of your artwork. This is why you have a poster of you. This is why you buy the billboard of you. This is why you have a commercial, a video. All this so your face can be remembered, and you have to make us in 2022 and 23, 24, 25, it's going to be a lot more saturation of information. So humans don't remember as much, and they don't remember as long, right? So you got to, boom.
Right.
That's it.
And it's crazy, and I'm appreciative. I'm going to tell you why. Because I had a chance to interview you, and I had a chance to interview Jane Doe. That was, to me, you got to think about it, man. Like, I'm gonna call you the originator, because since I've been growing up, I've been hearing about you, and to have you sitting across from me and I'm talking with you, it's a dream. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of people can't even touch you, Waleed. So we just gonna put that out there on the table. Even with people like Jane Doe, she didn't know how I was gonna interview her.
Right.
But the fact that it happened, and she was like, "Wow, I was shocked." Never judge a book by its cover. You never know who has hidden talent until somebody can discover it.
Correct.
So with NC Who Got Talent, man, you should have been a part of that. You are a part of it.
Right.
How do you feel about what's going on now with NC? Do you feel like that some of these artists need to be, how would I say it? Do you think they need to be put on major platforms to get discovered, or they need to have somebody backing them?
The good news to every artist out there that's from North Carolina, right now, your road to the yellow brick road to the Wizard of Oz to get to where you gotta go has already been laid down, right? The guys that came before me and the guys that came after me and us, they had a whole movement. Back when we started, it was like, P. Wonder to Luke Nasty.
Shout out to P. Wonder.
Shout outs to P. Shout outs to Luke. These guys, and what we were doing in the street was going out hand in hand, selling CDs at Walmart, laying the pavement to hope that we get a record deal from an Interscope or Capitol Records or look. I mean, no respect, not to call no labels out, right? But it would be like,
shit.
No, I'm just telling you the truth. Like, I literally was trying to figure out what label and who and what, when, where, and how. Who's gonna be to change my life, right? So for so long, I chased, went to New York, went to LA, figured out where these dudes ate lunch at. Bumped into them, went to the meetings, did everything to figure out what these dudes is going to change my life, only to figure out that none of them are going to change my life. Not only I have to change my own life, I'm going to be the one that have to change other people's life. I got to be the one to get these deals out, because at the end of the day, bro, they not going to do it for me. They not going to understand what it's like to be at a 252 late at night at 3 in the morning off of a dirt road, and you listen to some rappers that are just going crazy and the crowd is going nuts. They don't know what it's like for being bike week. Have no idea about G-Ho. Exactly. They don't care about the Queen City and what we did at the CIAA.
Right.
So you have to go out here and you have to figure out the talent. You have to get the right distribution. Shout outs to Empire, Ghazi, that's my brother. That we started so much together, right? And so as his level went to a whole nother stratosphere, it was what I learned in San Fran was build the distribution up, build the network up, build the ecosystem up, and let everybody understand how it works. So the value of the whole area, not the price, but the value goes up. And the value of what these artists are doing now is going to be unbelievable. So for me, I'm coming back to the Carolinas because I never left the Carolinas. To be honest with you, like even on radio, I never told them I'm never coming back. I was always stayed on radio. I'm always staying in the streets. I'm always going to do what we have to do to put on for this whole state. And that's what it was about. So the whole thing was we have to tell these artists that you are so far ahead of where we were 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
And 20 years ago was so much further ahead than it was 20 years before that. When I look around all the new buildings that they're building in Greensboro, when I go to Charlotte and see every new restaurant, I say, man, I'm proud. I'm proud of the whole beautiful scenery. I have to travel in the country. It makes me love this place that much more, bro. I can't even tell you, man. I could be anywhere. You know, the only other place that I really feel like, okay, I want to be here is like Miami in the wintertime.
Absolutely.
The rest of the time, I want to be in the Carolinas or smoking some fire in the Bay or enjoying some fire in LA. You know what I mean? That's it.
And you know what? The crazy thing is, like, I'm glad you said that you never left NC, because people out here, we need you. We need people like you. We need people like Jane Doe. We need people like Vic. You feel what I'm saying? Because y'all are the originators, and I look at it like you spent a lot of time in Atlanta.
Right.
Shout out to Ugly Money Nietzsche. You know what I'm saying? On his way down here right now.
Right.
To be in the NC Who Got Talent.
And you know, Ugly Money I know when he was an artist in Virginia, coming from like around the Trey Songz, you know, that world. Shout out to Trey. That's another real one. So I was like, you know, but not to cut you off, bro. My bad. I'm just saying
good,
that, like seeing that, even him giving opportunities to people, I salute, bro.
Facts. And that's what it's really about, though. Like, if I feel like we're in position to do that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Get people up here and not grind it. You know what I'm saying? It's about the grind. Stay grinding, and you know you can reach your benefits, man. A lot of people do not want to grind. What can we say for you? What can you tell us? What can we look for with Waleed Coyote coming into the third quarter?
Coming into the third quarter, well, you know, we had a really good first and second quarter. We started an app with Big Boogie. We did an app deal with him. It was top 70 apps in the world. That was real dope. Shout outs to Boogie. Shout outs to Ona Mitchell, my man Leon Tutu, the whole team out there in Memphis. Definitely Luke Nasty, new project's going to be crazy. Coming back to the Carolinas, doing so much. When I say the Carolinas is like the main focal right now. I'm in Atlanta, King of Diamonds, you know, Akinelli, every Tuesday we're there, touch the pole. So, of course, the A. But the reason why I say the word back, because, you know, it's always ever forward. But now that COVID is over, before COVID really, really got crazy, I was planning on being in the Carolinas where we open up a studio, a lounge, do everything. Right. But then COVID came, and then they made everybody go to bed by 9 o'clock. Bro, I'm not going to have no grown man tell me when I can go to sleep. Shout out to the governor, though. No disrespect, right? But I'll never forget, I think, at the Four Seasons Mall in Greensboro, and I saw emergency. Roy Cooper says 9 p.m. And I said, bro, you know, man ever tell me. My pops let me stay up since I was a kid, right? So ain't no grown man ever tell me to go to bed.
Facts.
My mom, she did, you know, but my pops
this
never
is the
did.
Government saying.
So this is the government telling you gotta be in bed. But then I look down the street, right? Down the street, you got a whole city and a whole state that don't care about no masks, no nothing, right? So now that COVID is over, as far as the mask and mandates, I could share this with the people because I didn't want to offend people. And a lot of, you know, older people and loved ones, I respected it, right? But I hated the mask. I hated being, bro. We was out every night during COVID. I never quarantined, not one, maybe 2 days, right? And during the quarantine, that's when I said to myself, I'm going to go out now and get crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, we got busy. We went on the road. We had the cars. We had everything. We're going nuts, city to city. And we're doing shows, 100 people, underground shows. We're finding any club. It was like Prohibition in the 1920s when they couldn't get the liquor. It was like, that's how I felt. And we went so hard during that time. And that was like the best time for that moment because it really kept everything going. So that's when we went to the A. Akinelli called me one day, said, you know, he got the club, King of Diamonds. I said, bro, let's go. We all went to Atlanta and moved there for like a year and a half. But then just recently the CDC announced all is well.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, Carolina time. And then it's like, man, being out here
it's crazy.
It just feel good, bro. I just feel, anywhere I touch in this state, I feel good.
Absolutely. Well, you know, do you have any last inspirational words? And I want you to dig deep, Waleed, like for real, dig deep, hip hop icon yourself. Never forget who you are.
Bro, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, bro.
You're welcome. You know what I'm saying? I give credit when credit's due. You know what I'm saying?
Mazerati Santana is my dog right there.
What can you say that's inspirational to America out here right now that's tuned in with us? What kind of inspirational words can you give?
Well, I mean, you know, I live my life by one thing, ever forward, never backwards, right? So the whole thing about what I envision is if you envision it, you manifest it, you speak on it every single day, and then you never let no one speak nothing around you. The power of the tongue is the most powerful thing in the world. this right here can cause more problems than this. This right here can cause more peace than this. This right here can make way more money than this.
Exactly.
Right? So knowing that, if you think about it, you dream about it. Right? And it don't necessarily have to be from a bad place where you want to prove people wrong. You want to just go hard for you. You want to go hard for your team. You learn. Every year you get better. Every year you understand things more clearer. And you definitely never give up. And then always remember that people around you and all these tests are going to come at you when you're about to go to another level. So you can never let the devil win. No matter what you do, you stay focused. And when the craziness gets here, stay calm during the storm, right? When you stay calm during the storm, everything else is smooth in life, right? Don't fold, don't trip. It's a moment. You have one moment. Avoid that moment that could put you in prison and capture that moment that could take you to the moon, because that's what it's all about. There's a moment. Music is a moment. Right? The truth of the matter of what I've discovered about music is a moment. Capture that moment, and you can live forever off of that moment if that moment hits. Because we might wear this fashion one day, Urban World switches to something else completely another day.
Exactly.
And we're going to listen to this artist one day, then we're going to hate that same artist the next day for whatever reason, right? And then we're going to forget about all these other artists. So you got to capture it, and you got to avoid it. It's a moment, and that's all it's about.
Absolutely. You got any last shout-outs?
Shout-outs definitely, everybody, Others Records, the whole team, of course, again, man, everybody, every single person that's listening, every single person that's ever put that O up, all the new artists that we're dealing with, all the new artists that we're distributing, everybody that's, coming into the family, the whole entire Middle East, and most importantly, you, man, Mazerati, bro, I salute you. I seen you yesterday, and I promise you, I seen a star, and I'm not telling you this because no other reason than that's something from God, bro. You about to go very far in life, and I'm gonna tell you this advice, bro. Just keep going where you gotta go, and always stay true to those who helped you from the beginning.
Absolutely.
Right? Because you got a future ahead of you, and you are definitely somebody that's leading the way for the Carolinas, man. And good luck to you. Anything I can do to help you, bro, I'm right here with you forever, bro.
Absolutely. Say less, man. Well, here you have it, man. That's going to wrap it up for us on the Rize TV, man. We got Waleed, Coyote, hip-hop icon. Also me, your favorite host in the world, Mazerati Santana. And don't forget to put that king in front of it. Listen, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. Yeah, where to follow you at, Waleed?
At Waleed Coyote, Waleed Coyote. And then I definitely got to give a shout-out to Way Too Real. Everybody in Vietnam, the 2-6. My man Big Lean, Tony, Southeast, Red Carpet, all of that.
Yes,
the whole 2-6 movement, it's Vietnam, so it's beautiful out here, that's it.
Absolutely. And you already know what time it is, man. Make sure y'all find and follow me right now on Instagram. That's Mozzie Bracken 18, M-A-Z 2 E's B-R-A 2 C's K-I-N 1-8, and on Facebook, Mazerati Santana. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel on the Rize TV. Subscribe, like, and share. Every time we go live, every time we post something, y'all gonna be in the building, man. And don't forget to check out every Fridays. I'm doing this at the Black Jewel 8 Ball Lounge. I'm doing NC Who Got Talent. We're searching for talent. We're trying to discover artists. We're trying to put them on. It ain't just about us, but you already know what time it is, man. Shout out to Vic Frost. Shout out to Way Too Real. You already know that's the label. Also, BMP. You already know what it is, man. Hey, look, until next time, y'all be cool. And nobody can stop your train if you the conductor. Let's get it.
Let's get it.